Thomas and Trevor. Trevor the traction engine was lonely. Edward came to see him every day, but there wasn't enough work for Trevor to do, and he did feel terribly. "I like to keep busy," he sighed one day, "and I like company, especially children." "Cheer up," smiled Edward. "The Fat Controller has a job for you. He sent me to tell you all about it. I'm to take you to the junction to meet Thomas today." "Oh!" exclaimed Trevor happily. "A harbour! That means a seaside, and that means children. How marvellous!" Thomas was waiting at the junction. He was on his way to the harbour with a trainload of steel pilings. This would be built into the harbour walls to make them firm and safe. "Hello, Thomas," said Edward. "This is Trevor, an old friend of mine. He's a traction engine." Thomas eyed the newcomer doubtfully. "A what?" he asked. "A traction engine," exclaimed Trevor. "A steam engine who runs on roads instead of rails. Can you take me to the harbour, please? Edward says the Fat Controller has a job for me." Workmen coupled Trevor's truck to Thomas's train, and they set off. "Useful engines run on rails," grumbled Thomas to himself, but luckily Trevor didn't hear him. "I'm glad the Fat Controller needs me," Trevor said happily. "I don't have enough to do sometimes, you know, although I can work anywhere, in orchards, on farms, in scrapyards, even at harbours." Thomas was puzzled. "But you don't run on rails," he objected. "I don't need rails to be useful," replied Trevor. "You wait and see." But when they reached the harbour, they found everything in confusion. Trucks had come off the rails, they blocked the line, and the stone they had hauled lay higgly-piggly. "We must get these pilings past," said Thomas's driver. "They're virtual. If only we had a tractor to drag them round this mess. Terence could have done it." "Just the sort of job I like," interrupted Trevor excitedly. "Get me off this truck, please, and I'll soon show you what traction engines can do." Quickly they unloaded him, and he set to work at once. First he dragged the stones clear with chains. Then he towed to position the pilings which Thomas had brought, so that they were ready for the workmen to use. Everything was ship-shape before the foreman could say Fat Controller, and later, when Thomas brought Annie and Clarabelle full of children from the villages along his branch line, Trevor gave them rides along the harbour. He had the time of his life. Everyone was sorry when it was time for Trevor to go. They loaded him onto his truck once more, and Thomas pulled him to the junction. "I'll come and see you if I can," he promised. "If those silly trucks don't behave, we may need you again." "That would be wonderful," said Trevor. And that night, when he fell happily asleep under the apple trees in the vicarage orchard, he dreamt of Thomas, the Fat Controller's harbour, and most of all, children.